morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the AMA for today. A little bit of an impromptu AMA to help get our FCancer fundraiser warm up in full swing. I'll be doing my regular X Space tomorrow as well. And then starting on Monday through next Sunday, maybe the following Monday. I don't know. There's been a rumor that we'll add a day, but we're going to be promoting the FCancer fundraiser. And I've got Dave Swinbank with us today from Polygon Alliance. Dave's now you've been with it from day one, right? The very first one.
Yeah. The Polygon Alliance was started in December 2021, and then the first FCancer event was in June 2022. And yeah, the sort of one of the founding members of Polygon Alliance, the only one that's still active, unfortunately, but still here, still driving it a little bit at a time.
I kind of know the feeling, but I've still got a few working with me in the background, helping me make things happen. So, but yeah, I get that.
Likewise, I've got some key stakeholders. Please don't take that. But the other three people that actually founded it with me, they've all had to take a step back from the space for one reason or another.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, look, we're coming up on 5 years for Axion, and we've weathered some pretty serious, turbulent storms and gone through a few things. And it's a challenge sometimes to stay on task and to keep the vision clear and to work towards those goals. But hey, we're here, man. We're here. It's 90% of the battle. It's 90% of success showing up. So hey, we're here, and we're looking forward to. I'm really excited that Axion's able to be the headline sponsor, title sponsor, however you want to word it, here for this year's event. I was really proud to be a part of it last year as one of the hosts, and I'll be hosting one of the days this coming week as well. And we're going to have daily spaces, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday spaces all week long, centered around FCancer. We've got this beautiful, let's see, I'm going to scroll down here. So here's some of the collections, the art piece collections that will be up for auction. There's going to be a one-on-one or a generative collection as well that you can pick up some pieces from. And you'll be able to meet some of the artists that are participating in this year's FCancer event. And yeah, it's just a great opportunity to heal, to support, to learn, to grow, come together. I mean, last year for me was an awakening. I lost my father to cancer 5 years ago. We're coming up on 5 years, and I guess I hadn't processed that loss as well as I thought I had. And when I started talking about it last year and kind of coming terms to some of the things that were going on in my life, I lost my composure a little bit. But that's okay. It's good to do that, especially when you have good support around you and people who get it. I know you lost your mom to the same thing. So we're here for a reason, and we're here to make this happen. So why don't you give me a little bit of background on FCancer, talk about some of the people involved, and what we've accomplished in the past and what we hope to accomplish moving forward.
Yeah, thank you, Mel. And yeah, there's a reason so many people want to support a cause like this, and that's because so many people are impacted by cancer directly or indirectly. Some of the stats now are, between 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 people alive today are going to get cancer at some point. So everyone is impacted by it. And I lost mum not to stay on the subject for too long in terms of loss and grief, but I lost mum March 2022, and had a profound impact on our family. She was quite young to pass away from breast cancer as well, and my sister was still at university, my youngest sister, when it happened. So there's been some difficult processing aspects with our family, and that kind of made the drive to support the first event even stronger. So we actually took over this event from a community member that was unable to commit to hosting it. They wanted to support this charity. They'd interacted with them before. I can't remember their name. To be fair, I've got no idea who it was or even if they're still in the space, but it was too much work for them essentially, and it is a lot of work. And we decided that we didn't want to let it down. I think the community kind of rallied behind me a little bit with what I've been through, and yeah, so we took over the event, and the first event was a success in the depths of the bear market when it was kind of at its worst in June 2022. We raised just under $3,000 for what was our second ever charity event, and the kind of second or third thing that we'd put together in the 6 months that we'd been in a hub for as Polygon Alliance. So we saw some success there. We saw a lot of people come together in the first event, and there was a drive off the back of that to go again for 2023 and turn it into an annual event and something that we can support as a community. Last year, we did a similar amount actually in terms of ETH, and it ended up being a lot more just because of how the crypto market was at the time. We ended up raising just over $6,000. We did have a substantial amount of support from Magic Eden. They did ask us not to overly celebrate it, but I like to drop it in when I can. And hopefully, a few people hear that. So we were grateful for that, and yeah, it was a fantastic success. We took sponsors into an environment for the first time. We did the first generative collection, which was successfully minted out. Thanks in part to yourself, Mel, for supporting that so hard. And it was just a fantastic achievement, and because of that, the drive was to continue it on. So high CC, Sethius, who was one of my original co-founders at Polygon Alliance, High CC, who's still around doing other things. They were key in the first event. Coded Carbs designed the environment, which you can still find on our website, on the Polygon Alliance website. You can see the old environments that we've used to host these events. So they were kind of the key figures in year one, and then last year it was CC, Jojo, and myself, and Joe is helping out massively this year. Women in Tech Museum, which is founded by Vanessa. They're hosting our event, and she's awesome. Vans, she's an incredible person, doing a huge amount for women in this space in terms of highlighting and showcasing them. And yeah, it's just been exciting. And then of course we've got Cynthia. Cynthia did the generative collection, or was a huge part of the generative collection last year, the middle finger to cancer, and this year she's taken an even bigger role in supporting and helping. So yeah, Women in Tech are hosting with support from Cynthia, myself, and Joe essentially. So that's what this event is starting from. I think that's answered everything and put us where we need to be.
Nice. And then along with Axion as a title sponsor, we've got Hefe. We're going to be doing some token drops for participants. Maybe talk about how that works a little bit. We've got the community of AVAX as one of our sponsors, Wolf Swap and Cockinu.
Yes, yeah, some of the names in this space. But no, they've been around for a substantial amount of time, despite their name on Avalanche, and done some pretty interesting things. So I'm grateful to have them as a sponsor. Just beginning to meet Hefe on AVAX, and yes, they have given a token allocation, which will be going towards the collaborative mint. So I will explain more about that when we talk about the collaborative mint, because we also have crypto lids supporting us in that too, who are another project. Community of Avalanche, I've kind of interacted a little bit with a few of those guys and excited to know them more. They're a little bit like Polygon Alliance on Avalanche, but they kind of share news a lot more than anything else from a community support perspective at the moment. So they share all of the up-to-date happenings from their account on Twitter. The up-to-date happenings on Avalanche are things that the AVAX DAO and other institutions or Avalanche institutions are doing. And then WolfSwap are a DeFi platform across 3 different chains now with their own token Moon. Alex is awesome. I've really enjoyed interacting with Alex, and I recommend everyone just go have a look at what they're doing. They're supporting a lot of smaller tokens in terms of being able to provide liquidity pairs and things like that, and they're getting a lot of support when they hit up new chains. And of course yourselves, I'm very, very grateful for all of your input, for the sponsorship, and looking forward to being able to support you a little bit as you go through what's coming up for Axion too.
Yeah, and I'm just posting, see if I can, there we go. So you can follow the official Polygon Alliance account on X, formerly known as Twitter. And then I wanted to post a couple of links here for people. If you have any links you want to share, drop them in, DM them to me, and we'll get them thrown in. So, you can comment. There you go. So Dave, any links you want to throw in there, go for it. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the generative collection as well.
The other link I'll put in there before the end of this space is I'll get the spatial link in as well, so people can go and check out the environment. Definitely want to spend a moment or two talking about that before we finish, because Joe's put an incredible amount of work into it and it looks absolutely phenomenal.
It does. I've been in there and it's absolutely gorgeous. So so there is the link to the OpenSea collection. And this is the link for Twitter. And then let's get the actual website address up there. So we are basically go ahead.
Or just whilst you've got the website up, where you're on the FCancer tab at the top, for anyone that wants to check it out, you can see what happened in previous year's events, as well as an overview too. So there's different tabs for different things, and then there's a kind of home page for FCancer in general, as well as the what's happening year by year. So just for anyone that wanted to check that out.
Okay, so there's the general. This is the general page, right?
Yeah, that's it, and that'll probably be updated after this year, and then there's individual yearly pages, and you can visit the environments from the previous 2 auctions in Spatial by checking out the year that they're related to.
Cool. So it's going to be Monday through Friday, or actually Monday through Sunday. So are we doing Monday through Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day? So is it 2 hours every day or just 1 hour?
It's 2 hours. It's Monday to Friday spaces. So we've got Creative Hours hosting on Monday, and I should have links for this over the weekend, hopefully. We've got Secret Project hosting on Tuesday, Cynthia hosting on Wednesday, Vans hosting on Thursday, and yourself hosting on Friday. I won't be doing anything. I might set up an impromptu one over the weekend, but there's nothing planned at the moment. I'd rather bounce around, just trying to get support in other people's spaces. So that's my intention for that weekend. rather than host our own spaces. And then we'll be wrapping things up on the Monday. So again, when we talk about timeframes, we'll be wrapping things up on the 9th in terms of the auction. And I think we'll be closing, if I don't think it will still be available at this point, but I think we'll be closing. Oh, am I freezing? It's because I've got the spatial link open. Let me close that down. Yeah, we'll be closing things down during the spaces on Monday. So I'll be hosting that one, and that'll be wrapping up the week, if that makes sense.
Sweet. And Dork Loves Sports, one of our co-hosts, John, is in the audience saying hi. We need to throw him a link and see if he wants to hop on and say hi with us. But you can't
if he's not working,
put this link.
I'm sure he will.
We don't want to put this link in there though.
Right, I've got the FCancer link shared now from Spatial for anyone that wants to go and have a look at the environment.
Let's see, where is that one? Did you put it in the comments?
Yeah, from my I'm kind of doing the third wall thing, so I'm got this going on my YouTube so that I can comment from there. Yeah, don't ask why. I've just decided to set up that way tonight.
That's cool. No, I just don't see the link in the comments yet.
No, neither do I. I see it there on my YouTube account though.
I had it over here somewhere. I got it. Let's see if this will work.
Maybe YouTube thinks I'm spam.
Does that look right?
Yeah, that looks similar. Spatial likes chucking lots of numbers on the end of their links for some reason.
Here, John said he'll hop on, so let me throw a link over there. We're not going to be on for much longer. I mean, I do, if we can get John up here, we can chat a little bit more, because John is one of the artists also. He's one of our co-hosts, but he's also one of the artists in the collection. So if I can figure out, oh, there we go. It's right here on my dashboard. So wake up, bud. Let me go over here. Doing this solo is a challenge, but we do this every week.
So whilst you're doing that, why don't I tell people what's happening during the week, the 3 different things that we've got going on?
Absolutely, go for it.
Brilliant. Metals mentioned the auction a couple of times. We've got 30 artists that we curated down from 99 submissions via the Hug platform, which is a fantastic platform. If anyone's an artist, I'd recommend them checking it out and having a look and getting their own profile set up, and then using it to enter the numerous open calls that are available to people via their platform. So that was an incredible experience in July. Fans and Women in Tech did the vast majority of that curation work, and they've done an incredible job with it. I'm insanely grateful for all of the help. I'm going to keep saying it, so you're just going to have to be prepared for it. The auction will be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday the 2nd and ending at 2:59 or 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday the 9th. There will be a reserve of $50, and we'll go from there. So each piece will have a reserve of $50 on it before we start, or equivalent in ETH, which I think at the moment is 0.019, 0.02, something like that. So that's how the auction will work. It will be open for the full week. We still don't know the best way to host the auctions and how to do it, but I think that gives everyone the fairest chance of being part of it, and that's what we want to do. We want to give people the opportunity to come and join in this, and I think shortening it takes away the accessibility a little bit, and I think that's what we figured out last year. So that's the auction details. There are 30 absolutely incredible artists there. If you spend some time on that OpenSea profile page, reading through, you're already on it, Mel, but reading through the descriptions of the artwork, which you can see on that page by clicking into them, then it's an incredibly emotional, evocative experience. And I wouldn't do it just before you have to jump on a call or a live stream. Yeah, you might have panda eyes if you do that. So, but please do take a moment to have a look through. And yeah, there's if you want to see them laid out in a gallery setting, then the spatial gallery's got every piece of artwork on the ribbon walk, and Joe's laid them out fantastically with their descriptions. So that's the auction for you guys. We've got Black Market Labs supporting us with raffles. There'll be approximately 30 NFTs from different Polygon projects that are being raffled throughout the week. Some of them will be a day-long raffle. Some of them will be going for the whole week. Some of them will be 2-3 days, just to keep it fresh and to keep people going back to the platform. So that's an exciting thing that we're adding this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes down. Black Market Labs have been awesome. They own Banshees. They sell Salamis on Say, but they've also got a couple of things going on to support the community. So they host their raffle platform supports a charity once a quarter. They've just turned a year old. The 4 charity pushes they've done so far have raised approximately $18,000. We're the 5th one. We're helping them celebrate their year birthday. Bass is doing good things for the larger community and enabling accessibility and helping people interact and meet each other. So yeah, excited to be part of this and see how we can push this forward with Black Market Labs this year, what we can do. And there'll be lessons that we'll learn, of course, from all of this that we'll take forward. This is an annual event, and it's something that we want to keep doing. And the final aspect is the collaborative generative mint collection, Rebels with the Cause V2. This has been put together by Cynthia and a team of 9 other artists, with Joe helping with the development side of things via Third Web. The collection's 500 pieces plus 9 one-of-ones that are interspersed throughout that mint. So there's 509 in total. They will be minting for the equivalent of $10 in Matic. So at the moment, that's looking at about 23, 24 Matic. So somewhere in the region of 20 to 24, 25 Matic, maybe as high as 30, depending what happens by Sunday, maybe as low as 15, but we'll see. And there's only, say, 509 pieces. Anyone who holds a Rebel with the Cause from last year will be able to mint one early, so that it'll be open 6 hours before. Those people that have got early access will be limited to 2 per wallet. And then when it goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday, there'll be unlimited mints. We do have an idea or two just to try and add some more people to that early access, but we haven't finalized anything yet, and I don't want to say something if we can't commit to it. But hopefully, there's a little bit more exciting news with that. And then that's where Crypto Lids and Hefe on Avalanche, and there might even be some other incentives coming to get this mint running and pushed along. So I'm not sure how much Hefe on AVAX have donated, but they've given us some of their token to incentivize the mint. And then Crypto Lids have given 4 $25 vouchers for their merch store. And they'll be, when we mint out, they'll be raffled amongst the minters. So random draw, and for 4 different minted Rebels with the Cause V2s will get a $25 Crypto Lids voucher, which they can spend on anything on Crypto Lids, which there's numerous things that you can buy on Crypto Lids. So yeah, that's the details of everything, and I think I've got the main parts covered off.
That's awesome. No, and we do have John here with us. Welcome, John. Oh, you have your.
Yeah, I did it for myself. I went out and came back because I wanted to switch to my Bluetooth because you were getting the iPhone mic, which picks up everything, which is fun. How you guys doing? I'm sorry I was a little late.
No, we appreciate you being here, man. I think this is the first time we're on like a video call together, bro. I mean, we've been chatting on X forever. We've threatened to have a a one-on-one meetup, but we haven't managed to get that done yet. So really appreciate you being here, my friend. I just so honored to know you guys, to know you, to have this circle of influencers is part of my world. I mean, and yes, I'm sorry, I'm going to throw that word out to you guys. You guys are definitely influencers in your own rights. Dave, what you've built, yeah, I know. Oh, wait, Dave, what you've built with This Is Not a Shill. John here, he does Rewolf. He does a bunch of stuff. I'll let him kind of maybe share a little bit about himself. But this is I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. This is John's submission. Come on, there we go. For this year's, I already got a silent bid on this, my friend. I mean, I picked up the one from last year, and I think I'm going to have to keep moving forward. I'm going to have to, like, be the dominator on this or something. But this is an amazing piece. It speaks volumes. It's amazing. I'm going to try to keep my composure throughout all this, guys. I mean, last year I really lost my composure. I mean, I lost my composure last year, big time. But we have all lost a parent in this battle, and cancer's touched us all in ways, in profound ways. It makes us big. It makes us better, stronger individuals. But I'll take a few more years with my dad being a butthead to me over not having my dad around. So, but why don't you share a little bit about this piece? Maybe I'll see if I can pull up my original piece, but very glad to have you here. Looking forward to next week. It's going to be a marathon. What do they call those? They used to have these fundraisers where it'd be like 24 hours. It's just a marathon or round robin.
Good old telethons. The good old telethons. Yeah, they used to. PBS runs them, and have celebrities sitting at phones and getting people to buy tote bags for $60. It's interesting. But my piece is a study in a moment when I said goodbye to my mom. Not the most creative title, but sometimes you just want to evoke what you want to evoke. And I'm strictly in, as far as visual art goes, an AI artist. I don't even like try to fix them up. The most I'll do is crop them. Usually that's because AI still can't figure out how to make hands. Still having a tough time with 4 fingers and a thumb on each at the end of each arm. Don't know why the hell that is. Woof. It's interesting how some models kind of are okay about it now, but then there are just some where it's like, oh, cool, horror fuel. But I digress. I wanted to see what would happen if I fed it just sort of a general description of when I said goodbye to my mom. I wanted to see if it would be pretty. Like, I gave it some visual cues, the color palette. I had decided, but I was very interested in if the outcome would be something sort of beautiful and sort of comforting, which is how I try to feel about that moment, or if it was going to be something much darker and sadder. And I was thrilled. I remember telling you guys recently about the creation of this piece, and I usually will run a model 3 or 4 times particularly when I'm trying to hit a goal, like for an open call or something. And when this one generated, I just stopped, and it took my breath away, and I was like, okay, cool, that's the one. And then I did the panic, as I just talked about, like, oh God, please let the hands not be creepy. And they were all good, and it was a really clean image, and I was like, okay, I can stop now. So I had my submission to this open call was done before the open call opened. I knew what I wanted to do and had already sat and generated. And I think, Metal, it was probably because you had joined Night Cafe and because it was off my link, I had gotten like 100 credits. So I had the wherewithal to kind of mess around with it a bit. So thank you.
Yeah, and I haven't used any of my credits yet.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm gonna hit you. Now that we've broken the seal as far as visual communication, we can share screen and jump on, and we can run you through Night Cafe a little. Maybe we'll record it, and maybe it'll become an instructional video for other people too.
Yeah,
So,
at the very least, it could be an entertainment video. I mean,
yeah.
an open comedy. I've always prided myself, and I've said this before, but I've always prided myself on being kind of ahead of the curve technology-wise. That ended like 10 years, 20 years ago. I'm just not ahead of the curve anymore. And I'm okay with that, actually. But I mean, I've spent some time. I do want to learn it. And, they say that no one's going to lose a job to AI. They're just going to become AI prompt professionals, right? Because it takes a very detailed, specific prompt to pull something out. And here's what's amazing to me. When I look at this, knowing you, and I look at this, I look at my other piece. Yes, it has that AI look and feel, but I see this, to me, this is coming straight from your soul. So, the fact that AI helped you create this, that's awesome. But obviously your prompt was pretty damn, was bang on. And what you got here, it speaks to me too. So don't let anybody out there, I know I'm one of them, okay, that used to laugh at this whole AI doing all this stuff for us. And I kicked against I fought against the man for the AI. And but I do use it. I use it now in a limited way, but I recently had it assist me in creating a logo, and oh my gosh, it was like insane. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. And so I asked the AI, what font did you use? And it said, this is not from a known font. This is, created based on an algorithmic, what a font should be, or what, those specific prompts that I put in for that logo. So I only say that because, we're going to start seeing a lot more of this AI generated artwork. And I'm really starting to embrace it because, and this, your piece is helping me because I'm seeing how there's a real connection. There's, I see you, I see your mom, I see your intention here. I don't see an AI generated piece of artwork. So I hope that, it's a rabbit hole, but I think it's a rabbit hole we all want to explore and figure out and understand, because I want to write books, and if AI can help me write books, man, I am going to figure it out. But anyway,
Yeah, it's a Grand Canyon. It's not a rabbit hole. It's ridiculous, but it's a tool. And you guys know this about me. Like I try to get people to look back for similar situations, and we've just, especially in art, we've had them over and over again. Like go back and read how the people talked about the pop artists. Go back and read about how they felt about like Jackson Pollock and his drip painting. And it's going to map on perfectly to how people feel about AI now. And the thing is, like, art can be created much faster. A very specific, only digital art, right? Like, I can't make an actual acrylic painting with it. Like, it doesn't have to devalue other stuff to also be great.
yeah.
And that's often just what we do. Like, it becomes adversarial for no reason. And if we can step back a moment and also just think about, like, maybe what we're worried about is if AI does the jobs, we don't have money and we can't afford to live our lives and survive. Well, maybe we should look at that part of the system that we have to have the job to do that, and try to tweak that a bit, and that way we don't have to have this existential dread that if the world should be better if AI is doing all the menial stuff and we get to do art and like tell stories and help each other and I don't know, cook better food. Who cares? Make better movies. Make worse movies. Make more. I just feel like there's a lot. If robots can do all the like crap old menial stuff, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to be mad because like there's a robot delivering mail. I'm going to be thrilled that I don't have to be out in 120-degree weather delivering, political ads. It's not it's not fun.
Well,
Um, let's get
I
back on
want
target.
no, I
Yeah,
want
that's the piece you bought. You're my original collector. You're ground zero for my art collector. It's the first piece I ever like had minted and was purchased, and a great many artists I think owe a debt to your having a difficult time at the last FCancer because you bought quite a few pieces, and I was a little jealous. You got some amazing stuff. But yeah, this was really early on in my journey, and this was more of a miraculous accident because that was the theme that year was a contemplation on strength, and my prompt was very much just like this is what strength means to me. It means inclusivity. It means not 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 doing might is right basically, but it sounded better than that was much fancier language. And it was though similar in the story I just told, in that like once I saw this generation, I was like, holy shit, mom. Like that's now my mom was lighter skinned and had different hair, but there was something about the image that just like absolutely stopped me. And I was like, well, that's my friends are asking, I'm definitely giving them this. I think it's awesome. Um, and yeah, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how much more, like, as much as I give you guys crap about it, like, it's been so much more organized. It's been so, like, you guys have just really leveled up in the last year as far as like running this type of thing, and it's so impressive, particularly considering nobody's getting paid, right? Like, um, so I just, there are your flowers.
appreciate
Thank-
those comments. And for anybody listening right now, if you've been to any of our This Is Not a Shill X Spaces, John, Dave, myself, Cynthia, Vans, don't let me miss anybody, Dave.
Secret and Shane.
Yeah, and Shane, sorry, Shane, who's in the audience. But we have a good vibe, and it's really easy for us to get off on alternative topics. So I'm gonna try to pull us back in here to the this year's event and what we're gonna be doing next week. And really, this is for me, it's part of just kicking off that commitment that I made to participate, and hopefully reaching a bigger audience. So so we will be sharing this out, getting people to pay attention. I'm getting messages from a few people. Getting distracted.
That's right. You be distracted for a moment, and look, this is hearing what John's just talked about over the last 2 years and how this event's prompted and pushed his individual art journey along. Like, this is all part of the reason why we want to do this. Art for good is a huge thing. Using crypto for impact is massive, and in terms of how we can define our journeys and how we can talk about this industry, it gives us a lot more opportunity and potential to convince people that maybe this isn't all a scam. Maybe some of the things behind crypto can do genuine good. and art for good. You know, no utility. Like you can see on the sponsorship. I mean, there is utility in the art. There is, but not in terms of you're going to get a reward or you're going to be able to stake it or there's going to be some magic token that comes along that's attached to it. It is about art for good, and it's about pushing the ethos that we've built as a community, the networking capabilities, the trying to value people that are being included or want to be included in any way. So Cynthia's got a load of banners at the moment, including an Axion FCancer banner. If anyone in the Axion community wants to go and get that changed, and it's not doesn't take over your Twitter, but it's a nice way to potentially show support, not just for the FCancer charity event, but also for the entities that are involved. And if you're an Axion holder, maybe you prefer the Axion banner. There's a variety of other ones you can pick as well. So all of these things are designed to offer value back for the support that's being offered. The same with the sponsorship packages that have gone out this year. You know, we want to make sure that you know there's not only that individual value of feeling good because you're supporting a charitable cause or a good cause or anything like that, that there's actually something wrapped in to it for you supporting. So if you mint from the generative collection, you're going to get artwork from it. Like there's an opportunity to bid for 30 unique one of ones that have been created specifically for this event in the auction. And then there's a load of other people that can go and get their Jenny Gambly kick by buying a raffle ticket on the black market raffle platform and maybe winning an NFT. But behind all of that, we're going to be networking. We've brought 37 different artists across both the collaborative mint and the auction, maybe 38. I think there's 2 crossovers. But outside of those 2 crossovers or 3 crossovers, they're people that haven't necessarily been on Polygon. They're people coming to Polygon or coming back to Polygon for the first time in a long time. There's a massive opportunity for people to see some new artists, to meet some new people there. And then with the Avalanche and Wolf Swap being on multi chains, and you guys at Axion, like there's an opportunity for networking potential there to meet some new people that are similar mindset. That those cocking new Hefe, the community of AVAX and Wolf Swap, they're all DeFi related protocols. Like you guys have all got a similar value set. Like there's got to be some networking potential there. Whether anything pays out from it, who knows? But there's definitely opportunity, and that's what we want to encourage. So we want to give value back for people for supporting this event as much as we possibly can, and that's probably one of the key ethoses and drivers behind the running of the event. If we were to have that value under mission statement, it would be representative value for anyone who's involved in this.
No, that's awesome. And I appreciate you covering me while I was looking at a few things there. And my gosh, I was worried that we were going to struggle to make 30 minutes, and and now we're 45 minutes, and I still have a few little tidbits of a few little Axion updates that we're going to drop right before we end this. But I did want to just kind of quickly recap. So we've got in the chat, we do have links to the FCancer website. We have links to the Spatial, so you'll be able to get right to Spatial from here. We've got the OpenSea collection. Am I missing? I'm
the only link that we haven't shared that we probably should.
I'm thinking as I switch what the thing says, it's going to switch the picture, but it's not that. So yeah. Anyway,
we should probably have the Let's FCancer website on there as well. So that's www.letsfcancer.com. And that's for more people that want to find out more information about the charity. Like we have talked a little bit about the charity during the spaces. They're an incredible charity that support people, primarily going through cancer in terms of support for treatments, getting to appointments, counseling and therapy for families, help with shopping bills. North American charity, mostly in the States, a little bit in Canada. They're much more about prevention and support than they are about research, but they do support the research side of things as well. And they're just an incredible charity that wants to have that punchy message and, you know, get that middle finger up at cancer and pull together a community fighty spirit around that messaging. So there's a lot more information than what I've just given about Let's FCancer, but I'm grateful to Julie, one of their co-founders, the relationship we've built, and that she's, you know, she's appreciative of our support, not just as Polygon Alliance, but everyone that's involved. And I think that relationship just gets bigger and bigger and stronger as time progresses.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's an ongoing work in progress, and it takes a small army. I want to say, is it fair to say we have at minimum a dozen people behind this year's event? Is that fair to say?
Well, if you're going to take the artists into account and the people involved in the generative
Yeah.
collection and anyone that's hosted or co-hosted spaces, we're probably 50 people plus.
Yeah, I was just about to say
Yeah.
that probably 50. That would be fair to say. So that's yeah. So
And
there's a lot.
that doesn't even go into people that have offered support and have retweeted and been turning up and listening to spaces. And, you know, just like, I appreciate all of the offers of support, but we have to keep it relatively controlled with a small team. We can't just bring 30 people in because it creates more work than we can control. So whilst like I am super appreciative of everyone's offers to support and to want to maybe do a little bit more, we do have to try and keep it controlled at the moment, because I don't have a budget to pay these guys, and we can't treat it like a full-time job. We're having to fit it in our spare time around work and things like that. So
Someday.
it's not that you're not appreciated. It really isn't. It's just our management of the situation, and hopefully, as we grow, we're maybe able to bring more people in an effective way that we can manage.
Yeah, no, it's good, but I mean, still, with 50 people pretty much standing behind this year's event, that's a tremendous accomplishment. So, yeah. So, and once we're done with this, I will create in the info box. I'll just create the, you know, links, all of these links, so that they're easy to find. And we are down to our last 10 minutes here. I do like to keep these under an hour. So, if there's anything you want to reiterate real quick, that would be awesome. I just have a few little minor things I'm going to speak to for Axion. We are going to be doing another live stream next week for our DAO. And tomorrow is our last warm-up space. Tomorrow it's 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on X. I don't. I will, but
Twitter.
I will put. I know, but I'm trying to get my head over there. So I will. Once we wrap this up, I am going to schedule tomorrow's space and next week's space, and then I will have those in the description as well. And then any of the spaces, you know, all of the links to all of the spaces for next week, I'm going to drop in the info box on this as well. That way, and then I'll drop one last announcement in our Discord with all of these links, so people can go check everything out and participate. But the big thing is, guys, from the Axion perspective, we are this close to launching our first major DAO vote. There's just a couple little things that we're making sure are not an issue, and that might be up today, tomorrow, over the weekend. I'm not sure, but definitely going to be in full swing by this coming week. And we'll be doing another live stream, more of an AMA towards the Axion DAO, what we're going to be doing with some of the votes that are going to be coming up, that roadmap that we're looking to create and follow to just to bring Axion into the next 5 years. We're just about to hit our 5-year anniversary no small feat for any DeFi project out there that still has a liquidity pool. So, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about, in spite of how some people might look at the people. Some people see a half glass full, and some people see a glass half empty. So, yeah, I think that's really it. Tomorrow we're going to be having our last warm up space, and then Monday it's off to the races. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, just from me, thank you very much for inviting me on here. Thank you for your sponsorship of the event; it's massively appreciated. And some of the things that you've taught me around your sponsorship as well, like can't be understated, and things that I hadn't realised. So really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm grateful that you found the value from what we're offering as well. That validation. And having two other people want that headline sponsorship as well, like, really kind of validated that this is something people want to get behind, and that there is appropriate value being offered by us behind that. So yeah, thank you so much for the support, and everyone else, anyone listening, and the opportunity just to come and talk to a different audience about what we're doing this year. It all is going to kick off from 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday, the 2nd of September, and run for the week. Spaces 2 till 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday that week, and then it will finish on Monday. Spaces hosted by me on the 9th of September, 2 till 4 p.m. EST. We will have all of these links shortly. Mel, you might not have all of them for all of the Spaces links today or tomorrow. I imagine some of them will come over the weekend, just because I know Chris is on holiday.
No, and I can update it as it goes. So that's nice. I can always add and edit and update. So just as we have it come in.
And then just if there are any questions, like, you guys know where I am. I'm sure most of the Axion people know what my PFP looks like. It's in the comment boxes on YouTube. I've been replying from my account over there. So yeah, like, if you've got any questions, hit me up. Find me on Twitter, DAVC_S, and just reach out. You can tag me, or you can send a DM. If I don't answer in DMs, like, ping me. I will answer. I just might not have seen it first time around.
Yeah, I think I started messaging you at 4 o'clock in the morning last night.
Oh, it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. And look, there's no more planning we can do, right? Everything's been done. The only thing that's left for me to do now is to feel nervous, to stress, and to worry, all of which are inappropriate thoughts. And I know this, but my brain's going to do it anyway.
No, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to see the energy. We're going to see the energy grow throughout the week. And by Friday, hopefully, but Friday, maybe we're saying, hey guys, it's over. It's all done. Everything's been taken, but we'll see.
Well, the auctions will still be open, so we'll have a chance to run them up. Maybe we can actually pretend to be auctioneers. But no, I don't think I can speak fast enough for that, even me. But no, thank you again, Mel. I know you want to wrap this up, so just like one final thank you for everything that you've done to support this. And jokes aside, I am really excited for next week. I think we're as prepared as we kind of could have been. We've learned a lot of lessons from the last 2 years. We're probably going to learn a lot more from this year. And yeah, like, to be hosting a 3rd annual event, how many things backed by NFTs have ever done that? This isn't even really backed by NFTs. This is a community hub to support NFTs. It's like even less reliable than NFTs. So yeah, a 3rd annual event is pretty awesome.
So I learned this from us. I learned this lesson from a sponsor from an IRL event I did years and years ago. We were talking about, we were doing a recap, kind of like this, how it was going to happen, what their role was, where they were going to be, what the benefits were, what I want. So what I expected of them as a sponsor other than their money. But, it was interesting. He looked at me, he said, so this is going to be over on the 15th. Is that right? And I said, yeah, it's going to be over on the 15th. He goes, so you know what we're going to be on the 16th? So this will be for you. Do you know what we're going to be on the 9th?
we're going to be in the spaces. We're hopefully going to raise more money than what we've done
No,
combined, but the soft target is more than last year. But we're
no.
going to be in a good place. We're going to be closing down this event, and yeah, like that's how I see it. And then we'll be taking lessons forward to next year after a short break.
Well, and that's actually the point. On the 9th, we're going to be one hell of a lot smarter. So we're going to learn a lot next week. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. Hey, John, thanks for joining us, man. It's really, really awesome to have you up here with us and to see your face. And Dave, please, I'm here because you're here. I appreciate everything that you've done up until this point to make all of this possible for me to be here and do this with you guys. So there's a lot of gratitude to be shared, and you are owed a debt of gratitude as well. So looking forward to this, everybody. That is kind of a wrap. So we will put a lot of the links in the description as soon as we're wrapped up with this. And I hope to see you guys on X tomorrow when we do our final warm-up session tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You going to be there, John?
Yep, I'm off today and tomorrow. So
Right.
I'll run my D&D campaign tonight, and I'll help you co-host tomorrow.
Awesome. Sweet, guys. Take care. Peace out. Have an awesome weekend. Yeah, I found my outro, so we're done. Take care. Peace.